Hey everyone, welcome to Tech Altitude. We all know that iPhone 12s are not coming up with a charger and earphones inside the box. Pretty much all the tech news have made a ton of rant about it, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys, including me, have made a ton of joke about Apple's approach towards the iPhone 12. But on a serious note, I think that Apple could drastically reduce the carbon emissions or carbon footprint by just not shipping chargers and earphones inside the box. So in this video, let's take a deeper look beyond the curtains of Apple doing the same by just not shipping up chargers and earphones in the box. Going back to the iPhone's announcement video where Lisa Jackson showcased that Apple could reduce its carbon footprint to 0% by 2030 and will cut down on 2 million metric tons of carbon emissions per year. Now, I'm not an environmental expert to agree or deny to the number that Apple is giving away in that video, but I do agree that there's tons and tons of electronic waste developed each year, and in general electronic waste or e-waste is really hard to recycle. I strongly suggest you guys to watch the video from Verge about recycling conspiracies. It is all about e-waste and how it is recycled and what things are happening into it. But if you are into that, if you really want to go deep down into electronic waste, I strongly suggest you guys to spare some time and watch the video from Verge Science. It's really great upon that. Coming back to our topic, most of us who live outside the cave in urban cities in 2020 have at least 2 smartphones per house. And with those smartphones, we have some few extra charging bricks lying around inside our drawers. In that aspect, Apple's step does make sense that you already have a charger inside your house. And to be honest, whoever is going to spend that much amount of money in buying the iPhone 12 or the 12 Pros is not going to stick around with the 5-watt charger that Apple used to provide in the iPhone 11 or the 11 Pro. They will surely going to upgrade over to a faster charging speeds or the faster charging brick that they can easily buy in the Apple store while purchasing the phone. So the 5-watt charger inside the box coming with the iPhones was eventually going to go up inside the drawer and was never going to get used. So in that aspect, Apple has made a really good decision by not shipping away chargers. Another thing is packaging of the latest iPhone. So the box is now 50% of the size of the regular previous iPhones. This is a box of iPhone 7 Plus for a reference, and if you reduce the size to up to what, 50%, it's a very slim box. This makes a big difference in maintaining the inventory and shipping of devices. For example, let's say a pallet can hold up to 100 iPhone boxes inside it previously. But now that the size of the boxes has reduced to almost 50%, now Apple could fit in more iPhones, roughly around 150 to 200 iPhones in one single pallet. If you scale that up to thousands of pallets or millions of pallets, Apple could save millions of dollars in logistics with the new iPhones. Now that they can now ship more iPhones in a single trip than it used to before, and that will eventually reduce the carbon footprint, because now the ships or the trucks or the vehicle which is carrying over all the iPhones will take up less fuels and will require less trips towards one point to the another point. And the reduced size will also help in inventory. Let's say in a storage space, Apple could fit up to 1 lakh iPhones, roughly 1 lakh iPhones inside it. But now with the reduced size of the box, Apple could save a ton of space first of all, and they could store more iPhones inside the storage space or inside the inventory, which will dramatically reduce the cost of paying for the inventory. Now they can hold more iPhones inside the same space. We all know that Apple as a brand really navigates the entire tech industry. Whatever Apple does, eventually every brand likes to follow onto their footprint. Remember the headphone jack, everyone? They removed it, and eventually every brand removed the headphone jack from its mobile phones. Remember AirPods? Now that it has become an entire industry of its own. Now this is the same with the charger and the earphones. Now the recent rumors suggest that even Samsung is planning to remove the charger and earphones from its box for its upcoming flagship, the Samsung Galaxy S21. And if this happens, eventually every manufacturer like Samsung, OnePlus, Oppo, Vivo, and even Xiaomi, who makes mobile phones for masses will cut down and stop giving away chargers and earphones inside the box. And this will make a big difference, a huge impact on carbon footprint. Now that every other brand is stopped giving away chargers, it will make their supply chain more better, their inventory more better, and eventually cut down on a lot of carbon footprint and electronic waste. Okay, this one is a big pitch from me. The way Apple is still holding on to the lightning port inside the latest generation iPhones and the latest development of MagSafe, where the wireless charger connects to the iPhones with just magnets, I think Apple will soon come up with a phone which doesn't have a USB port. I said it earlier, it's a big pitch, but when you look at it through a perspective, it does make more sense. Apple is running away from lightning port inside their iPads and switching over to USB Type-C on across the range of iPads by saying it as the port of the future for the USB Type-C, but it is still keeping up the lightning port onto the iPhones. An iPhone which doesn't have a USB port has its own perks like better water resistance, seamless design, cost saving with the components. I know that Apple makes a ton of money by just selling accessories which are related to lightning port, but the devices with lightning port will still be around for a while and the users will still need the accessories. So that business is in no trouble for at least 4 to 5 years from the point they make a portless phone. And now when they make a portless phone, they have another silver bullet to make profit from. It's the MagSafe. Apple could make a ton of money by just selling you all the MagSafe wireless charging pads that they have come up in 2020. Remember, you have a phone which doesn't have any USB lightning port and it doesn't ship with a charger inside the box. What are your options? You have to go and buy the MagSafe charging pad from Apple. Makes sense, right? Of course, this all is superficial for now, but there's still a chance things could happen in the future. There are still some things that I don't really understand from Apple, like they're shipping away a USB cable inside the iPhone 12 box, which is of USB Type-C to a lightning port. And most of us who have charging bricks lying around inside our house have a charging brick which gives an output to a USB Type-A port. So if I buy an iPhone 12 right now, I have to go and buy a charging brick which gives power output from a USB Type-C, or I'll have to go and buy a lightning cable which is from USB Type-A to lightning. So is this efficient? Not at all. And as the technology is moving forward, phones and their charging speed is improving dramatically faster than anticipated. You go out in the market and buy a 25-watt fast charger for your phone, and boom, next day there's a phone which supports 65-watt faster charging. So eventually you'll have to upgrade your charging brick with a faster one. I think all this charger gate is still in a transitional phase and the future is really inside the gray area for now. But let's see what future brings on to. Will there be phones which come up with USB ports in the future? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. If you find this video really interesting and something different, share this with others. Let them know the different perspective of why Apple is not shipping away the chargers inside the latest generation iPhones. If you're new here, then subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.